I watch all this content and I'm like, it's so tangible but intangible. And then through walking and experiencing places, I actually start to, especially with walking, kind of unpack the ideas and make them more tangible. I found creating, writing, carrying a notebook, and connecting the dots, expanding upon what I learned, the epiphanies I have, as a form of creative rebellion. Yeah, this is awesome. You go through this tunnel and you come out the other side to this beautiful, beautiful bay. It's so awesome. I think the more people that take up that creative rebellion of turning off all the distractions and listening to their hearts, listening to their intuition, the more we have that woven into our lives, the more we start to let go of the subconscious routines, keeping us stuck in reflecting low value, low self-worth, and the sense of helplessness. All that's been woven into us by design. It's there by design from the very beginning so that we are easily controlled. But once we let go of that subconscious routine, we reveal our true nature. Sometimes I think of time exploring as being time creating, meaning they're one and the same. Like when you do exploration, you go different places and you kind of listen to things and then walk and contemplate and really digest, then I feel like that exploration brings you closer to truths that kind of expose themselves through writing and contemplating and walking and being in silence and being in nature, being in places where you touch the water, put your feet on the ground, and just be instead of distracted or in different places. And it's hard to sometimes justify the moments of silence, doing nothing, because we're such a doing culture. We are one of the greatest times to be alive, and the more we connect to our true nature, the more the truth of that comes forward. It's our chance to be alive to that and spread it to each other, to shut off all the distractions and instead follow the rabbit holes that connect to the wonder of what and who we are. It's watching those, noting down the ideas that really hit a chord, and then it's connecting to other epiphanies, other moments, and it's sharing those with others. It's such a simple solution, creating from connecting the dots of truth. Yet the more we do this, the more is revealed, and we start to look at the campfire instead of the screen. We start to look at the tree and the forest, the ocean, the lakes, and each other's eyes in fascination, instead of being drawn to fake universes and duplicating more junk. It's also finding natural spaces, like what I'm hoping, I don't know, but what I'm hoping is making the audio a bit better than if I was obviously right next to the ocean. And it's finding those little nooks and also finding spaces where you are. You can be in an urban spot where you can be in these nooks and crannies, and it's finding those spaces to create that are also kind of interesting, that give a little more texture to the backdrop or texture to what you're saying. Or not every place has to be like this epic, Oregon coast kind of situation. You can find little nooks all over the place that through the backdrop of nature makes it look like you're in an epic place, and you're really not. You're in this urban environment. I think that's the trick of the camera, and also telling the story at the same time. Where can you go to give yourself that kind of backdrop and to, in effect, create a space that's totally not what you would expect if you went to that spot? It's finding those creative nooks and crannies, and then just experimenting with sound, with backdrops, and then doing the reps over and over again, just being able to voice different ideas without having to write everything out and get so worried about what to say. Myron Golden says the mastery of communication, relaying things with the greatest clarity and conviction, the emotion behind it and the conviction is what's key, moreover than the choice of words that are just so precise. I mean, those are nice and everything, but it tends to be also just this emotion. And so when people use AI, I feel like it's missing the mark because there's no emotionality behind it. There's no conviction behind it. There's no personality behind it. And so it's putting that personality, it's finding that voice. And when you find that voice and you connect with other people that think in the same way that you do, when you build that tribe through that voice, that is where you make it to the next level. Instead of that plastic widget, what if we went for experiencing the now of life and the love of being? I think the way forward is simple. That the more complicated they try to make it, the more they are hiding the lies. The truth of living is simple. The truth of connecting with each other, the world around us, that's simple. The struggle is to let go of what was before, to see it for what it was. The struggle is just to see what's right here, right now. The struggle is to let go of all the filters. Yet it is possible. Let go of the screen, pick up a guitar, pick up a notebook and pen, go for walks and live in the world. Being along with doing. There's not one without the other. So much pain comes from the doing before the being, before sourcing the knowing in being. We go chasing faster and faster in the wrong direction, never really listening to our hearts or intuition. All of it is drowned out by the flashy stuff that's really just empty attention and energy. The world is better with the true version of you, the true version of me, and when we come together, we build community. Find that true version, expand upon it, connect the dots of your truth. That's always deeper than what you've been told.
I also really like the idea of the lens being the teacher. And that means like you have systems and the lens. And as long as you follow the systems and just follow through, then they can be your teacher rather than any one person being like the teacher. And therefore it just grows with you.
Just keep listening and then writing down what you hear. Be with those ideas. Be with those truths that come forth. And then keep digging, keep listening, keep being within the silence of that. Keep going deeper. Keep on asking why. Under all that junk you've been served as real is truth. Yet you have to dig with moments of silence, of listening and connecting the dots along the way.
It's also taking a shot on goal. Like, what's your shot on goal? What's your shot on goal? What does it mean? And how many times are you taking a shot on goal each week, each day? And so refining that so that you are taking consistent shots, because that's what it comes down to. And so when you think about targets, or you think about, okay, well, I got to do this, I got to do that. How much of that is taking a shot on goal versus just busy work, or you think it has to be done? When you get rid of most of the distractions, you refine it down to a couple different things that you do, or one thing that you do really, really well, and then you go, when is that a shot on goal, and when is that me, playing small?
If this rings true, I have something coming up soon. I'm now calling Creative Rebellion. It's a very simple system for drawing out the truth, for connecting the dots, and for dialing in your message with video. It's so simple, the only reason it won't work is if you don't use it. Sign up in the description below. Thanks a lot for watching. Subscribe if you want to see more. Give it a like if you found it useful, and I'll see you next time.